I'm joined here today by Christopher Lorenz. He is a director, and production is coming to Lloyd Minster. You are filming your short film called Drier Down Here. Tell me a little bit about it. I understand it's a coming-of-age horror movie, so tell me a little bit about the idea behind it and what people can expect.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a short film. It's an idea that I had and started working on a few years ago. We got funded by the Canada Council for the Arts to go out and make the short. And as far as the story, it's a horror movie about a young kid who's growing up on a farm in rural Alberta/Saskatchewan. And he's got a desire for motocross. He wants a new motocross bike, but this childish desire for this motocross bike has to contend with this ominous presence of a creature that lives on his parents' farmyard. So, yeah.
Sounds pretty interesting. Where did the inspiration come from?
A lot from, I mean, I kind of like film that mixes the personal with genre or with horror in this case. So a lot of it comes from my experience. I mean, I grew up on a farm 10 kilometers south of Lloydminster. My dad's a farmer. So a lot of it is just drawing from me growing up in this area and stories from my childhood, and then just tossing in this horror element to kind of make it interesting for the audience, you know?
It is really cool, and today, you know, the day and age of horror is changed from back in the day. It's more meta, and it has more of a deeper meaning than just a classic slasher, which personally is one of my favorite kind of horror genres.
Yeah.
But, you know, the horror genre has definitely expanded into something that means a lot more. Like, I think Jordan Peele kind of opened that door a huge bit, and like movies like Hereditary and stuff like that. So it's really cool how you can take kind of something playing on your life and then add that kind of horror element to give it a little bit more of suspense and excitement.
Yeah, I often say like we're living in kind of a post-Nope, or not Nope, sorry, but Get Out world, where it's like, I think he sort of changed a lot of things with that movie, and genre filmmaking really did become about the personal experience. And yeah, it's kind of an interesting way to get these stories that might have to do a lot with the creatives behind it to a wider audience, because that's what genre is. It's like a package to get people interested, you know?
Yeah, it's not just one genre anymore. You can mix romance and horror, and you can mix comedy and horror, and comedy and romance. Like, it doesn't have to be stuck on one genre. You can go to many different subgenres, which is, it just expands the mind a little bit. So it's a short film. So how long do you predict that it's going to be?
Well, the script is about 17 pages, so it'll be somewhere between the 15 to 20 minute mark. I mean, depending on how. I've got a hard time cutting things out once I get all the footage, but that'll be the goal, is to get it to about 17 minutes.
And you're still in need of a few things. You're needed in a couple locations, some props, some crew members. How can people get involved in this film, and what are some of the specifics that you're looking for still? Yeah,
so right now I'm in town for the next 10 days, and we're specifically looking for locations. So as I said, we're looking for farmyards, we're looking for cow pastures, we're looking for shops for this monster to live in. So if people have these sorts of things or these locations that they think would work for the film, they can get in contact with us. The best way is probably through our Facebook page, where you'll find our email and my contact information. But then beyond that, a big part of this grant that we got from the Canada Council is trying to involve the local community. So we're looking for people to film or to fill roles, or if they've never tried acting and they want to try acting for the first time, send us an email, because we're open to anyone. And I think especially it's a good opportunity for young people, whether they're at the Comp or Holy taking their media program, to come out and get some volunteer experience on a set and to see how the sausage is made behind a film. Because it's going to be like, we're bringing people out from Vancouver who are professional cinematographers, professional drone pilots. So it's going to be a good chance for people to really see how these sorts of things get made.
Which is very exciting. I actually did something similar in a short film back home, and just seeing the set and, you know, using what they can or what they have is really impressive to see, because I thought the idea was super cool, and, you know, just the experience, I think, is perfect for anybody who, like you said, is young and is taking fine arts, and that's what they want to do with their life. This is a perfect starting ground for that.
I think it's even because when I first got into the film industry, it's like you don't really know everything about every department. You know, there's a camera guy and a writer and whatever. But then when you come onto a set like this, you see how many moving parts there is, and you say, oh, maybe I'd like to do costumes, or maybe I'd like to do production design. And that's kind of, it'd be a great way for a young person to get that sort of view.
Now, when does filming start? When does this whole thing take place to start filming and all that fun stuff?
So we'll be shooting from the 25th to 29th of August, which is still, I guess, like a month and a bit away, but it's coming up quickly. So, yeah.
And finally, where are you hoping that this film goes? What are your plans post-production?
So with a short, it's generally like the festival circuit. So you'll submit to the TIFFs and the VIFFs and these festivals all over the world. So hopefully it'll get into a few of those. But then obviously as a bit of a thank you for Lloydminster, we'll look to hopefully do a screening here. Maybe we'll see if the May will be down to hosting a screening or something like that, so we can show people what we were working on.
Which is awesome. And just one last thing, just to reiterate, where can people go to ask if they want to join or volunteer? Where do they have to go to contact you?
The best place is our Facebook, which is just Dryer Down Here, and it's a Facebook group, and they can get in contact with us there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I think this is very exciting, not only for you and your crew, but Lloydminster as a whole. So hopefully everything goes well, and this definitely goes places.
Yes, well, fingers crossed. Let's hope so. Thank you.